Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to be using book pages, we're going to be using inks, we're going to be using embossing folders, clusters, journaling pages. This one has it all. I've entitled this one an embossed book page fold out with a flip book. So, oh my goodness, we've got a cluster on the front. We have a built-in closure. We have embossing and inking. We have book pages. Oh, let's look inside. Inside, you will find, isn't that gorgeous? And listen, it even sounds. That's another thing I need to put on the list. It's got the sound. Here is the flip book part. It's built right in. I put 3 pages of lined coffee dyed book page, and then we've got our book page that you can see through, the tracing papers backing it. I love this project. It would be perfect to pop into a pocket in your journal, to even tie it on the top of a journal, to send it out in Happy Mail. It's just, give it as a gift. I mean, it's gorgeous enough you could give it as a gift. So let's look inside this one. I used different colors when I inked up the embossing on this one. It's a little more subtle. There you get a good view of it. And then inside, I have my lined loose leaf notebook paper, I guess I should call it. And this is the book page with the tracing paper on top of it. Now I have chosen to sew mine around the edge. You guys, you don't have to sew. It's just an added little layering, and you can still make this if you don't have a sewing machine. So let me grab my embossing machine and let's get started. Here is my embossing machine. This is the little embossing pamphlet that we're going to use, the little embossing book. And then, of course, I've got my little pieces that fit into my machine to make it work. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take 2 of my book pages here, and I'm going to put it into my embossing folder. So I'm going to fit it in maybe something like this. I think I better straighten it out a little bit. All right, I'm going to move it over a little bit now. Yeah, kind of like how that looks. And then we're going to run it through the machine. So I'm just kind of putting everything together. You know how you have to have all these little pieces. I even have cardboard and stuff. All righty, now let's run it through. Oh, I got to go this way, I think. There we go. There we go. Running it through, it's coming out. I'll move it forward so you can see it coming out. There we go. It's popped through. Now, let me set this on the ground and we'll open it up. All right, let's look inside. Oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? And it did 2 pages at once. Just gorgeous. So even if you don't have any inks, you can still do this project. Now, as far as this goes, if you have one of these, you could use a rolling pin. I have seen that done in case you don't have the machine. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to bring some inks in. Now, I have my frayed burlap. I have antique linen. I have my milled lavender, and I have a tumbled glass. So I know that tumbled glass shows up really well, so let's use that so you can see it well. And I'm going to apply some ink onto my sponge, and I'm going to lightly kind of go in a circular motion. And I like to just kind of put it here and there. Isn't that beautiful? I just absolutely love embossing, and I love highlighting it with inks. So let's do that like this. Now, I'm going to put with this tumbled glass my frayed burlap. So getting my ink on my sponge, and I'm doing the same type of motion, and I'm kind of filling in where I had left it uncolored, my embossing. Truly, truly gorgeous. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab the other one. Here's the other one that we did. We did two, remember? Two at once. And I'm going to, now that was, these are both the raised parts up. This is the opposite of this one. Let's do this side. It really doesn't matter which side you do. They all turn out gorgeous. So there are two different sides. I'm just going to highlight this, and then I'm going to bring the other one in so you can kind of see what it looks like one way or the other. There's no right or wrong way. You see that? There's no right or wrong way, but you can see that it's opposite. Now, I'm not going to bring the blue in this time. I'm going to use this little, let me grab it here. It's a soft oil paste, and it's gold. Brilliant Colors Non-Toxic EN71-3 Wana Sui, SHUI, and I'm going to lightly just rub it on the top like this. So it's very soft crayon, and now I'm going to rub it with my hand, my finger I should say. I'll turn it up so you can see how it catches the light and shimmers. Do you see how it shimmers? I can in real life. I don't know if you can get the effects or not. Let me do a little bit more over here. Now let's do that again. I think it makes it shiny when I rub it, personally. No, it's on my finger for sure. You can rub it until you get it all off your finger too. It'll come off. Now, can you see? I applied a little bit more. I hope that you can see that it's shimmering. It's really, really pretty. Let's try a little bit of the milled lavender with it. I'm going to place it down here where I don't have any of the colors. This is time to re-ink my pad. It's losing its juice on me. Just highlighting it just to give it some color and add depth. Here we go. It's finally grabbing hold. There, you can see that, can't you? Oh, I think that's so pretty. All right. Oh my gosh, I have another one. Did I grab 3 pages? I must have grabbed 3. Let's go ahead and let's use this. This is the reverse of this. Same image, reversed. Maybe it will show up a little bit better because it has a little bit more area to grab a hold of, to color, shall I say. And I bet I could actually use like a paper towel maybe and not my finger. Oh yeah, you can see that a lot better. Let me grab a little tiny square of my paper towel. Let's see if this... I love that. I think that is so pretty. Let's try. I don't think I have my sponge for the yellow handy. I've got the blue and the pink. Let's put some more pink on here. I really like the pink. And it's not called pink. It's called milled lavender. But it sure does look pink to me when I put it on. Oh goodness, that's so pretty. I'm hoping you're able to see what I'm trying to show you. Just looking for a spot to color up that hasn't been colored yet. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. All right, so the next thing that I have done with my now embossed book pages is I have a coffee dyed sheet of tracing paper, and I'm going to glue it on to my, let's use these two. Let's use these two. They're opposites. Okay. And I'm going to glue them on like this. So I'm going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. And I'm going to apply my glue on the back, not the side that we colored with our ink, but the other side. So I'm just adding this. I'm trying to get the edges. I'm going to turn it over. I'll lay it down. And just gently press. I want to press too hard because pressing is what made the beautiful design in our embossing folder. So I don't want to push too hard. I might push out my beautiful pattern. So I'm going to apply my glue stick onto this side. And as you can maybe see, the embossing was a little strong. Look, I've got a hole, but it's going to be okay because we're backing it with our tracing paper. So it's going to do a couple things. It's going to give us that wonderful crinkly sound. Even though we are applying glue all over the back, it still will sound not as strong as if you would just do it on the edges of your paper, but it's going to make sure that our embossed paper book page isn't going to fall apart on us. And that's important too. We don't want to put all this effort and time into our piece of ephemera only to have it fall apart. So this is giving it structure, stability. Now I'm going to let this, even though it's a glue stick, it is damp. I can feel that it's damp. And I'd like to just give it a little bit of time to be able to glue completely, glue the two pages together. All right, my two pages are still drying, but I have one that is completely dried. Now I'm going to trim this one up and we're going to start working on some clusters. That way, when our pages get dry, then we can finish them out with the clusters that we're going to make together right now. Now this one, because my book page is cut kind of funny like this, I'm not giving sizes. Everybody's book pages are different sizes. So, and sometimes when you rip them out or take them out of your book, they even rip more, right? So I'm going to take it from this edge right here and take it up the side so that this one may be smaller than my examples. In fact, I think my two examples, one's a tad bit bigger and one's a tad bit wider. So it just all depends on your book page, right guys? So don't get all hung up with what size is this. Your size may be totally different because your book page may be different size, and then when you took it out of your book, maybe something happened and then that even turned into a different size. So I'm going to place this down here on my grid just to see, is it fairly straight? Because for some reason it looks crooked to me, but it is straight, so we're going to go with it. So what I want to do is I'm going to fold, this is my side with my tracing paper, my coffee dye tracing paper, and I'm going to fold this up about 3 inches, about. Okay, I'm going to line this up a little better. There we go. I'm going to give it a crease, a gentle crease. Oh, I should have done something else instead of doing that. I wanted to fold it up so the words are straight up and down, so I'm going to refold that. You know, so my words are, you could read them if you read that language. I have no idea what language that is. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this one down, I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches, something like that. Hold it in place while I give it a crease. It's, you know, wanting to kind of argue with me. If I want to fold it where there's one of those embossing parts that maybe it, yeah, it's not wanting to like fold right there. So I'm going to get my bone folder and see if I can convince it that I really do want to fold it right there. Okay, so there we have that. So that's the base of our little fold down, fold out. I think that's what I called it, was a fold out. So now I'm looking at it again and I'm thinking it still looks crooked to me, but it isn't. Strange, it isn't. It just looks crooked to me. I don't know if it looks crooked to y'all, but it does to me. Now, let me bring in my little dish here. And in my dish, I have different size pieces. Most of these are from Chapter 1 papers. And yeah, I think they're mostly from Chapter 1 papers. There might be a Tracy Fox. There might be a by J. Lee Lou. There's kind of an assortment here, but mostly they are Chapter 1 papers. And I'm going to do a cluster, and I'm just using my little fold out here as a way to kind of see how do I want to place my pieces on here. How do I want to make this little cluster? Kind of like, see, I kind of like that. We're just putting random pieces and I'm turning them in different directions. I kind of like that one too. So I do want to ink up my pieces here. So I'm looking for my frayed burlap. I'm going to take just a few moments and I'm going to ink around the edge of all my pieces here that I have in my pile. So no matter what I grab, it's going to be ready for the collage. Now, the reason why I do this is because this is part of layering. And so I need to layer before I glue it together so that when I'm finished, it will have that look that I'm after, right? So I'm going to continue and ink all those edges. All right, so I've got my pieces all inked up. I actually grabbed a few more just so I would have a nice selection to choose from. And I'm going to just kind of see what I want to do here. Just grabbing them and trying them out. Try them on for size. Oh, I kind of like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually need to get a paper clip and hold this closed. There we go. Now I'm going to start layering this, and I'm going to add a little glue. I'm going to put it on at an angle, maybe something like this. And I'm only gluing this cluster. I'm not gluing it onto my little piece yet. I'm not ready for that. I just want to make some random little pieces. So there's one. Let's maybe grab this one. I kind of like that one. So let's do that one. So this is 2, and then I'm going to make 3 because I've got this one we're using as a template. And then I have the other 2 over there drawing. Remember them drawing over there? They're over there drawing. So we're going to use these on that. How about if we use this one? This one's something that we haven't used. Also kind of like that one. Let's see. Let's see what we can come up with. It's not hard. Just start laying it down and seeing if you like the way it looks. I kind of like the way that one looks. Okay, so let's get this glued down. Let's glue this. And let's glue this one. There we go. Okay, we've got our 3 clusters. Now what I want to do is I'm going to bring the other pieces back in that we made together. And here they are. And they are completely dry. Let's cut them apart and then let's fold these up and then we'll put them all together. They're so cute. All right, here they are. They're all inked up. I have sewn around the edge, and let's put them together, shall we? So let's do this one first. This one has the pink and gold. This one has gold and pink. And let's see, the other one has the blue and the brown. So I think one of these has, this has pink in it, more pink. Which one does it look prettier on? I kind of like it on that one. Maybe something like that. Oh my goodness, look how quick they come together. Now, I made this to go in this direction, something like that. Another thing that I did was I backed my clusters, because look how they look on the back. I backed them with some of the scraps from the tracing paper. I'm going to place my glue on here. Now you could use your glue stick. I'm not very fast with my glue stick, and my glue stick likes to argue with me, always has. I'm not really a glue stick girl, but I know a lot of you are, and if you are, I think that's great. I think you should continue using what you like and what is easy for you. So I'm gluing these on, and I'm putting them, I'm positioning them so that I can tear around them. So it'll give me some area to work with, a little bit of real estate around my little pieces here. So I glued this one on first. So let's just tear around it. And I'm not measuring, I'm just wanting to give another layer to our little creation here. I might have to go back and take off a little bit more here and there, but at least I have a starting point. Okay, like this. I'm going to put it at an angle. Something like that. Now, because I just tore that, I am going to run my sponge over it, over the torn edges. It will just take away that whiteness. So pop it on at an angle, maybe something like that. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Now, I'm not putting glue on all of it. I'm not gluing it shut. I just going to glue this top part. So I'm just kind of eyeballing and seeing what do I need to add my glue to. I think maybe something like this. And then I'm going to put it on at an angle. Something like that. I can always go back and glue more. Oh, that's pretty good. I did a pretty good job. That grabbed hold really quick. So now when you open it up, see, it really looks really nice, and you can even ink it up a little bit more if you want to. So it's kind of all of a whole unit. Yes, this is the top, but then when you open it up, you're going to see the back. So that's why I think it's important to finish off the back. So I'm going to tear around this one, and I'm going to tear around the next one, and we'll finish this up. All right, so as you can see, we've got our clusters on. Now I am getting my box of scraps. I have got all kinds of pieces and things in here. I'm going to grab out a couple of things, and I'm hoping we'll be able to find some things fairly quickly that we can use for our little pieces today. So I'm going to cut this off right here. I like that little lace. I like this pink color. Oh, that ripped off nicely. That's very nice because this one has a lot of that pink. And I think I'd like to just add a little bit of hot glue. I'll show you my glue gun in just a minute. I just put a little bit of a little type of a ruffle right there. This is, I put new foil in there, guys. It's a Sure Bonder High Temp. It's got that special tip right there. And I just really enjoy using this for my crafting, especially on videos, because it enables me to keep going with my crafting, and I don't have to wait for anything to dry or move on me. So that's why I use hot glue when I'm doing a video. So let's get this down here like this. Maybe something like that. Oh, that's pretty doggone cute. Now I see a button in this one, and I don't have any buttons out, but that one looks like a button needs to be on that one. What can we come up with this one? This one has that blue, that beautiful blue color. I've got this that I have not used. I've been kind of hoarding it. Do I want to use it in this project? Let me go in it at, some people are going to just cringe, but it's already been cut. This is from 1924 Linens and More, and I'm going to use it in this project. And I'm going to pop this on right there. I think I'm going to take it off just a little bit more, maybe something like that. A little less of the fabric and more of the embroidery showing. Pull my trash can up here. Kind of lost my trash can. Oh, that's super cute. Now, a little bit of this lace underneath it will soften that bright white. Oh, that's pretty cute. I'm also thinking I'm going to kind of color it just a little. Now, I'm hoping I'm not making anybody twitch too badly, but it wasn't going to be used. It was already torn and given to me in that condition, So I'm going to put it to good use. And I'm hoping that no one's getting upset with me about doing that. But this is the junk journal world, and we do things like that. So, yeah, we just do. We just do things like that. Trying to figure out, do I want it on that side or this side? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, I just had to work with it for a second, and then I found it. That's the side I want it on. And then maybe just kind of gather this piece. It goes this way. Gather it on there like that. Maybe something like that. And then this one, let's see. I've got this. This is really sweet. I'm not sure. I'm just playing around here. Oh, I kind of like it down there. No, let's put it right across the top. And I'm actually going to put it all the way across the top like this. And lay it right on top of that, like that. And then maybe just lay that on there like this. I think I saw, yeah, one of these might be real nice. These little pieces right here. I'm just cutting it so I'm not like precise. I don't want to be precise about cutting. I just want that random look. I'm looking to see. I can't tell if it's right side or wrong side, so that just means just glue it down. That's what that means. Oh my goodness. All right, that was quick and easy. Now, let me grab a button because that one just really needs a button. Actually, two of them might need a button. And then I have a dish of some beads and some, this one might, that might just, oh, I like it right there. And I think I only want maybe two of them. That's not a very large cluster. Maybe just two right there. That looks great. Yeah, that looks great. Then I think, do I want the other two to go over here? Or is a, I don't have flat back pearl in there. I do in my drawer though. I have some things in this little dish in my drawer. There's a bigger flat back pearl. Oh, I could put it in the middle of my flower. Nope, don't want that. All right, so that is a yes, that I'm going to put this right here, right across. That made my decision when I saw that it needed to have this. I think it's because all the dark ink. All right, so we have two like that. Now I'm going to grab my buttons, and we need to put our closure on, and we need to put our flip book in. I have some buttons in here that I've already added my string. I always add string to my buttons. I just think it gives it, this is the one I want to use it on. Yeah, I just think it gives it a little something something. So I'm going to just dollop a glue right there and put my button in there just so the glue comes through the holes of the button to hold it on. Oh my goodness, isn't that sweet? Now, I have something a little different than I usually have. I'm going to grab a couple of pieces of lace because that's how we are going to attach our tie. I don't need that big piece. I don't need to cut that big piece up. I have lots of little pieces in here. Oh, how about this piece? That's a nice piece. Okay, so let me cut this. That will be fine. So those three little pieces will be just fine. We're going to add our closure, and yes, I know I haven't added my flip book in, but I'm going to do the flip book in one of them. I only need to show you once. And I've got this twine right here. Usually I use baker's twine, but I have this in my drawer, and it's really like jute. And I just think it looks fantastic with this project. And I'm going to tie around this, and I'm going to make a bow. And now this part takes me a little bit of time, but I put a bead on the end. Can you see that? Why is it not focusing very well? I put a bead on the end of the twine, and I just think it looks so cute, but that takes me a little bit of time to get the bead on there. I wanted to show you, I want to give myself a little bit more room than that. I wanted to show you how I attached this permanently onto this little piece of ephemera. I just turned it over and I place it kind of in the middle, and then this is how that pink, well, that one has this pink. So I think I'll use this one. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to lay my lace right on there, just like that. And there you go. It's intact, and I probably could add a little bit more of the glue on here just to make sure that that all gets glued down. So now it's permanently attached to my, sorry, I just moved it out of the way, onto my piece of ephemera. Now let's go ahead, since we just attached this, let's make our flip book for this one. Now this one happens to be 5 inches wide, so I want my flip book to be about 4.5 inches wide. I've got my papers here, and let's go ahead and let's mark this 4.5 inches, and I can cut all of this at once. So I think I can do it with my scissors without messing up, since there's lines in the paper, Cathy. All right, so we've got that part done, and let's open up our little booklet right here. Now, because I used my machine to sew around the edge, I am going to use my machine to sew right across the top here. You could use a stapler. If you don't have a sewing machine and you didn't sew your piece, you could use staples right across the top. That would work out just fine. So let me go ahead and stitch this. All right, so I stitched mine, and we're going to lay it right past the fold where we attached the cluster. And you want to lay it down just a little bit so there's no binding when you go to fold this together. Now I'm going to fold this up, and once again, I don't want to place it right on the fold line because I don't want any binding. And now all I need to do is trim this off because it's a little long. Okay, so now we've got that part. So we know that it will fit into our little book and fold up like this, and then everything, you want to make sure you check it out before you go ahead. And now that looks pretty doggone crooked to me, and it's really making me kind of, yeah, it's definitely making me twitch. I don't want it to be that crooked. That's pretty doggone crooked. See, that's what happens when I use the scissors freehand. You know, guys, I need that guillotine. So the way I did it was I just added a little bit of glue. So if you're stapling, you would add a little bit of glue right where your staples are. And then you're going to place it down below your fold, and make sure that you have placed it in a way in which you're going to be able to fold this all up without binding. And there is your little flip book. Now you could go ahead and you could stamp this, or however, you leave it like that, and then you have your permanent tie that stays with your piece of ephemera. And oh my goodness, I think these are absolutely fantastic. Now I will finish the rest of these offline, but you guys, I do hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you like it and you give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.